Hey everybody! I wanted to make a video about the scrapbooking basics because sometimes I read online that certain things can be very overwhelming if you just start scrapbooking, and it's not all that difficult if you have some information, I think. So I wanted to give those of you who want to start scrapbooking or have just started scrapbooking some information about the basics you need to get started, and hopefully it will help you start on this very nice hobby. Very first thing you will need to get going is photos. And I have here just a few random ones I have that have been lying around. It can be that's me. But the photos can be any size you want. I prefer 4x6 photos on 12x12 layouts because they just stand out. But if you're using like multiple photos on a layout, they can be even smaller or even bigger. I've done that in the past as well. So photos, you need those, of course. You can start out by printing them maybe somewhere in a shop, or order them online. And maybe when you get a little bit more into it, you can buy your own photo printer, or maybe you have a good printer at home where you can print your own photos. That's also very convenient. But when I started out scrapbooking, I just ordered them online, and I just ordered a whole bunch of them, and yeah, I started scrapbooking that way. Nowadays I have multiple photo printers. I have like a small photo printer, like a credit card size, and I have like a HP, no, Canon selfie. That's what I meant to say. So for instance, these ones I printed with the Canon selfie, but no need for that when you're just starting out. Just order your photos online or print them somewhere in the shop. Then the next thing that's really necessary to start scrapbooking is somewhere to put your photos on. And in this video I just wanted to talk about the standard 12x12 scrapbooking. So you need some 12x12 paper. There are lots of possibilities right now. You can scrapbook in planners, you can use traveler's notebooks, you can use any kind of size paper you want, but I just wanted to tell you about traditional scrapbooking in the first place, and that's 12x12. So I have some 12x12 papers here. This is for example crepe paper, this as well. And these are some scraps that I also use. This is patterned paper. So this is already printed on for you. So you buy this in a shop like this. I cut this out, for example. Lots of cut pieces of paper, as you can see. So I keep everything because it's waste to throw it away. But this is pattern paper. You have all kinds of manufacturers of the pattern paper, and you can all of course use this as a background. But if you find this a bit too overwhelming, it's also possible to use just plain cardstock. I have some plain cardstock here. This is just normal white cardstock. I buy this at a local retailer, but you have these in all kinds of colors. So if you want, you can also pick, for instance, a pink cardstock to go with your pink photo. So it's just, or with your pink paper, it's just whatever you want. I know myself that I like to use white cardstock as a base, and I don't really use like colored cardstock that often, so I have a lot of this, and I have maybe a few sheets of other colors like gray and craft, but normally I don't use red or green or that kinds of colors. So this is a pack, but you can also buy them per sheet. So if you don't know yet what you want to use as a base, just buy a few sheets of colors you like and try it out. But white is also always a good base to start, also when you want to try out painting your own backgrounds. Remember to save your scraps, because you can always use them on future layouts. Even small pieces you can use as layering items or that kind of stuff. So I like to keep the scraps. I'm a fairly minimalistic scrapbooker, so I use mostly paper and a bit of embellishments. So that's why I also keep this, because I know I will use it in the future. So now you got your paper and photos. That's a really good start to start scrapbooking. Some people don't even use very much more. So if you want, you can start at this point already, trying to make a nice layout with layers of paper and your photos. But if you want to take it just a little bit further, you can use some embellishments. So we have stickers. You have all kinds of stickers, all kinds of brands, sizes, shapes, and these are all scrapbook brands, but don't forget to look in other places for nice stickers that you can use. It's not necessary to use only scrapbook things on scrapbook layouts. You can also use other things. So these you can use to add some extra fun to your page. So stickers, that's also a good way to embellish. And then all sorts of embellishments. I keep them in these boxes. I take them out of the packaging just because I think it's easier to go through and see what I have. But if you find it easier, you can keep it in the packaging and go that way. You have like rubber pieces. This is also kind of rubbery. And these buttons, these brads, chipboard pieces, cork pieces. I have stickers in here. Well, these wooden buttons. There are very many options when it comes to 3D embellishments. So I would suggest you find the colors that you like and buy embellishments in that color category. I know I really like pink, mint, black, white and gray. So usually I go for those colors. It also depends on the way you scrapbook, because I don't really look at the photo I have, but I mostly look at the colors I like and the paper I have, and then I embellish around the photo. Also a good tip, if the photo is really busy with color, you can turn it into black and white, and then everything will fit with your photo. Then one other thing I would advise you to get is some leather stickers. Because if you like to put a title on your layout, it's really easy to make your own titles using letter stickers. So here I have some different ones. These are small ones. These are gold small ones. Also small ones. Also gold. Apparently I like gold. I have these ones. These are white, so you can use them on almost everything. And you can color these as well if you want. And then you also have like, these are called thickers. And they are made by American Crafts. And they usually got, well, they usually got like loose letters. Like these ones. Like these are the thickers brand as well. So like this you can make your own titles. But they also sell these ones, and they already have pre-made words on them. So if you don't want to come up with your own title, you can use these ones, and I really love using these. As you can see, I'm halfway through these. So I would really advise you to buy letter stickers because they make really nice titles, and yeah, it just gives an extra thing to your layout. Then an optional thing, but I did like to mention it because a lot of people like it, and I see a lot of questions about it on the internet, so I did want to mention it. And there are stamps. I prefer clear stamps, so that's why I have these, but there's also wooden stamps or wood mounted stamps like these. They are this red rubber most of the time, but I prefer clear stamps also because they take up less space. When you want to use clear stamps, you need some stamping ink and also a clear block to mount them on. Stamps come in a lot of different varieties. There are endless possibilities to stamps, so it's easily you get easily lost in them. If you like to explore stamping, I would suggest maybe getting an alphabet stamp set, because you can make nice titles with these, and maybe some generic ones. Like for instance, I like to use a lot of labels, so I bought this one so I can make my own labels, and maybe these ones with just generic shapes, so you can layer them as well. But it's up to you. This is an extra suggestion. I don't think you need those to get started with scrapbooking. I could make a whole other video about ink, stamping ink. Well, I couldn't make one because I don't know really much about it, but there are a lot of different inks, and they all have different possibilities. So I will link here a video that explains a bit about different inks, so you know a bit more about them. Then for tools, first thing is scissors. These are really handy if you want to cut some paper and you don't really care about measuring or anything, or you want to snip something like a sticker or anything. Scissors. A pencil for maybe marking paper or marking spots on your layout so you know where things go. And then just a pen. You can use a fine liner. This is a black pen, blue pen, just whatever you like. So you can write your journaling if you like to write journaling, because that's optional, of course. Sometimes I do write journaling, sometimes I don't. Just depends on what I want to say with the layout, or if I'm feeling like journaling. So, but then a pen is very handy. And then of course adhesive. There are lots and lots of adhesives out there. These are the ones I typically use, and I use them for all different reasons. I will start with the one I use the most, and that is this tape roller. It just flips out like this, and you can wait. You can go like this, and it leaves a little bit of adhesive, and you can stick it down like this, and it is stuck. You also have double-sided tape. This one you can rip, so it's really easy. You just go like this, and then take the top off, and it sticks. This is really strong adhesive. It's a bit more stronger than this one, but it works a bit. This works a bit faster because you need to, well, find the end, open it, tear it off, put it down, and take the top off. So it takes a bit longer than this one, but usually you can find this very cheap. I find this at like a dollar store. We don't have a dollar store in the Netherlands, but we have like a cheap store, and I buy it there, and it's very inexpensive. So maybe if you want to start out scrapbooking, this is the way to go, but this is much more convenient. So if you are sure you want to keep scrapbooking and you really love it, then it's a good investment to buy like a rolling adhesive, and there's really good ones out there. Then I also have these ones. This is like just a normal glue stick, and I like to use this if I want to maybe reposition stuff. It's very, well, it's not very strong, but it's strong when it's dry, but you have a little bit of wiggle room to reposition things if you're not sure about anything. So and these are inexpensive, so maybe it's a good thing to purchase. And then some liquid adhesive. I like this because it has a fine tip. So it's, if you have small embellishments you want to put down, it's very easy to use this. You can go around edges and stuff like that. So then this one is very convenient. This dries clear, so you don't see anything when it's dry. I would advise you, if you get started, to use like a double-sided tape, because it's inexpensive and easy to get, and maybe the rolling stamp, but that's just whatever you prefer. Also, one thing I would really start off with is a good trimmer. Maybe not as your first purchase. If you want to look into, well, if you want to try, if you like scrapbooking, then this is not necessary. You can use a ruler and scissors to cut out your paper. But if you found out you really love scrapbooking, this is one of the first things I would buy. This is a paper trimmer, and this is one that cuts 12 by 12 inch paper. It's really handy to have a trimmer that's that size, because you use that size of paper a lot. I have this one with just a blade, but there are many different kinds of trimmers. You also have rotary cutters or like guillotine cutters. That's just what you prefer. Usually Tonic has really good ones. This is Stampin' Up, but it's like it's exactly the same as the Tonic one. For instance, here I have a Tonic one. This is a guillotine trimmer. It's a smaller one. I use this one for smaller bits of paper and photos. I I think this is very handy, but it's absolutely not necessary if you're starting out scrapbooking. Then you can start with just a 12 by 12 trimmer. So to show you that you can make really nice layouts with only these supplies, I have some examples for you. So here's one. Here I used like a mint colored cardstock, some paper, some stickers, over here some stamping. I used some washi tape over here and some paint splatter over here, but that's optional. So this is really basic scrapbooking, but I think it makes really nice layout. So, and this is using mostly the supplies I just mentioned. Then this one, I used multiple layers of paper here in all different colors, according to the rainbow. And then I used some brads, stickers, some more brads, some more stickers, and some leather stickers. So it looks really like you used a lot of stuff, and I used a lot of like small things, but this is all basic supplies that you can get. So yeah. Then also this one, again some stickers, and here I use some staples like over here to instead of using glue, because this is transparent so you can see the glue underneath. So I try to fix it with these staples, but that's maybe something you have in your office supply. So yeah, you can also use staples on your scrapbooking. And again, I use some pattern paper here as a background and some paper strips. I use some paper here, some paper embellishments, and again some paint, but that's optional. So that's everything for the scrapbook basics. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I really hope this helps you out on your scrapbooking journey, and I wish you a lot of fun with this nice hobby. Thank you for watching. Bye!